And so it starts. It's your boy Dave in the 702 coming at you for Tailgate Talk with my boy all the way from the city of brotherly love, Philly Irish Eagles fan numero uno, True Evo. Que pasa, homie?
What's up, Dave?
As we sit here anxiously awaiting in Las Vegas, all the Niner gang is descending. Shout out to all my Niner gang people from the Bay Area, Niner fans from all over the world, as we head into rematch of Super Bowl 54, Patrick Mahomes' very first win. And Drew, that video that I just played, the iconic 1981, I was just a little toddler growing up in the city of San Francisco when that historic, and guess what? I remember Super Bowl 1981, and I have memories of every Super Bowl as the San Francisco 49ers were the dynasty team of the 1980s. And I grew up right in the barrio, right in that city, San Francisco, to watch that amazing team. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Ronnie Lott, Dwight Clark, the catch. And by the way, guys, if you don't know the catch, it actually was the NFC Championship game that Dwight Clark caught that ball, propelling the 49ers to their first Super Bowl appearance in 1981, arguably the beginning of the dynasty and the Bang Bang Niner gang. Saludos to everybody joining us. Drew, Evo, and I today are doing this show. Tailgate Talk was our kind of a little side project for the Shoe Shine channel. Wednesday, for a place for people to talk about football. Everybody loves football. And Drew, where'd you go? Well, while Drew disappeared, guys, this channel is going to be, this show is going to be interactive. Please don't be shy. I got the phone line open, 702-710-3627, if you want to call in and give me your prediction for Super Bowl. What is this one? 58, Drew? Super Bowl 58, the 49ers rematching Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of people doubted Brock Purdy, guys. Brock Purdy, obviously, got injured against Drew Evo's team last year in the NFC Championship. We didn't really get to see what he was capable of. He was hurt and injured in that game, and Drew's team went to the Super Bowl, and I took a pie bet. If y'all didn't see that, you're going to have to go look for that in my archives, but I took a pie to the face on a bet I made with my co-host Drew Evo. That's how much I believe in my San Francisco 49ers. I was willing to take a pie. Shout out to Nando joining us. I see Jimenez Video Productions. Nando probably remembers I took a pie to the face. SB, saludos. Thank you for coming in here. I appreciate you guys on our little Super Bowl preview of the big game. It's right here in Las Vegas. You guys know that, follow us, that I left my home, my beloved home, the Bay Area. It was time for change, something that I had anticipated doing for many years with my wife. And the year I moved to Las Vegas, won't you know it, the Super Bowl is coming, and my team happens to make it, guys. We're in pursuit of our, 6th Lombardi trophy, Drew. We have 5. As I mentioned, the 1980s was the dynasty, the decade of the 49ers. Joe Montana, the Joe Montana era, 4 amazing wins. Before there was Tom Brady. Excuse me, guys, that's Steve Young. And I'll be getting to Steve Young. Where's Joe Montana? Shout out to Joe Montana. 4 Super Bowl wins. One of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. And, of course, Tom Brady, right behind him at number 2, a Bay Area guy himself. Tom Brady. Don't forget Tom Brady, you from San Mateo, by the way. Tom Brady from San Mateo, guy that always wanted to be a 49er. Could have been several times. As I just said, Drew, the phone lines are open. We're going to go by some of these DraftKings. Everybody loves prop bets. I want to know, what's your favorite prop bet? What are you going to lay your money on this weekend? The 49ers are only favored by 2 points. And we'll get to Drew's analysis. And somehow I won't be surprised that Drew doesn't have the 49ers winning. But what is going to make this weekend interesting? Are you guys doing squares at home? Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Are you coming to Vegas? Drop it in the chat. By the way, if you're coming to Las Vegas, my boy Speech Impediment Man from the Howard Stern Show is doing a comedy show on Fremont Street this Friday and Saturday. All the big bands are coming, and I got the guest list open. So if you're coming to Las Vegas and you want to get on a guest list to an awesome comedy club on Fremont Street, hit me up at shoeshine_boxing. We'll get you on the list to see some comedy before the big game. Drew, how you feeling?
I'm all right.
Good. I know you was a little bit under the weather. You got any special plans for Super Bowl Sunday?
Nope.
Oh, that's right. Let's take a look. I'm going to look at my phone line. I got a phone number, right? I got a call. Let's take the call. The 702. You're on Tailgate Talk with Dave and Drew.
What's up, big homies? You know who this is. This is the man, the myth, the legend. Sin City Syndicate.
Well,
holla at your boy.
Look at that, Drew.
Come on, let's get some money, baby. Let's get some money. That's why I'm here.
Did Drew lose a wager? I think Drew said he goes, if this guy don't call, I'll win some money.
Man, I could have been here every week dropping dimes.
Well,
but Drew didn't want me in.
Is that right, Drew?
Because I'm the casino killer, baby. Come on, Drew. Holla at your boy.
Hey, shout out to Sergio Fernandez. My cousin in the building here. He's in Las Vegas joining. I think he's told me he's going to be at the big, the NFL Experience, guys. The NFL Experience is at the Mandalay Bay. I'm going to be at the Mandalay tomorrow night to watch the big fight and try to get some interviews, guys. We'll be seeing the Teofimo Lopez fight at Mandalay Bay and hanging out with my cousin afterwards. So many I can't get over how much shit there is to do this weekend. But Sin City Syndicate, we got you on the show for the very first time. And he called and he hung up. All right, if he wants to call back, he can. There, Drew. He came through on his word. He called the show. Now he didn't have much to say because I was rambling on, but that was on me. Nando says, I wish Lukey would call in about now. Well, yeah, Luke, I'll take any calls. We'll take any calls out here. All right. As I was saying, Drew, 1981, the very first Super Bowl the 49ers won against the Cincinnati Bengals. Only years later, this one I really remember, guys, and I wish I could find back some iconic, some of you from the Bay Area here, and my cousin Sergio will probably remember growing up in the Mission. We grew up in the Mission, 1985 Super Bowl 19. Just being in awe of how many people were out until the wee hours celebrating the 49ers second. I mean, every lowrider in San Francisco was cruising up and down the Mission District. It seemed like as a little boy that the night was never going to end with the cars and the people screaming out the windows and the flags. I mean, it was just a special time. And that was only our second Super Bowl win. And I remember that one clearly growing up in that neighborhood. 1989. Joe Montana's third Super Bowl, and that was a 20-16 win over the Bengals again. 1990, Joe Montana's fourth Super Bowl win, 55-10 against the Broncos, the biggest routing the Super Bowl had ever seen, the biggest lopsided victory for the San Francisco 49ers. 4 Super Bowl rings in just 10 years, a matter of 10 years, cementing themselves as the legacy. But we weren't done, guys. Like I said, man, Steve Young, the Mormon out of, it was at BYU, comes out and puts on one of the most impressive Super Bowl victories. 1995, had just graduated high school, and the city was electrified again. San Francisco going bananas, Candlestick Park. Shout out to anybody who ever remembers going to a game at Candlestick Park, the legendary stadium in the Hunters Point right there. 1995, he ran for he threw for 325 yards, 6 touchdowns. And though it was his only Super Bowl appearance, he entered himself into the Hall of Fame with that one. Steve Young, 1995. And that is the last time the San Francisco 49ers won a Super Bowl. What just happened here? There we go. Drew, hit me up. Do you have any favorite memories of this team early on? Do you have any memories of these early 49ers teams? You're younger than me considerably, but what do you think about the 49ers now going for their 6th Lombardi trophy, but coming up, on the losing end in their last 2 performances, Kaepernick and most recently Jimmy Garoppolo?
Yep, and I made money on both of them.
Oh. Did you? El Pachuco says, saludos. I dropped to support this great channel and hit the like button, man. I appreciate that, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button. Sin City Syndicate, let's see here. He was just in here, and he didn't stay for long enough for us to actually have a conversation, but he did call. He says, my only advice for any novice bettors is you have 2 choices, 49ers and the over or the Chiefs and the under. And we're going to look at those
Yeah, I like
DraftKings
to
odds.
hear that. I like to hear him talk his knowledge on the phone.
Sergio says, I don't think Drew cares. Well, I think Drew's struggling a little bit. I mean, the Eagles aren't in this one. This year, it's our turn. This year, it's my turn, Drew. And we both have the same common enemy. Let's be frank. We got the same enemy in Patrick Mahomes. As some people say on YouTube, if you're my homie, we share the same enemies. No comment, huh? All right, Drew. Patrick Mahomes was down big time in Super Bowl 54 and somehow rallies back. And Jimmy G failed to be the guy for the 49ers. In Kyle Shanahan's first Super Bowl appearance, he didn't turn it up. And we talk about this often in the sport of boxing about guys that rise to the level, rise to the occasion. What's that? It was the second what?
He was an offensive coordinator with the Falcons.
With the Falcons.
28-3
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator, correct? And he was down actually in both of those games. I think it's interesting you bring that up because Kyle Shanahan in both of his Super Bowl appearances was up. And the San Francisco 49ers and their two NFC playoff games this year were down, and did the unbelievable on two occasions. So it's actually quite the opposite of his two Super Bowl appearances for Kyle Shanahan being way up, Drew. I got to wonder, are the 49ers going to build an early lead here? Or are they going to do exactly what they did in the NFC championships and the NFC playoff games?
I don't know.
You don't know? Come on.
I look at it like this. I don't think they'll win the game.
Nando Lama says, can Brock Purdy be the Eli Manning to Mahomes Brady? You don't got to be the better quarterback historically. And he brings up a damn good point about the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is a completely different beast, which is why a lot of the sports books don't look at statistics. They just don't look at the statistics. They look at, you can look at track history. And I just brought up that thing that Kyle Shanahan has blown two leads in his Super Bowl performances. And so this is really going to be a coach's battle, Drew. Andy Reid versus Kyle Shanahan, some of the best head coaches in the entire NFL. And I want to know what you think of both of them.
I just think I look at it like this. I'm probably going to pick that Isaiah Pacheco has more than 16 carries. I'm going to pick probably Isaiah Pacheco has more than 100 yards rushing. And I'm going to pick the Chiefs winning the game. The money line.
You're going to go with the money line. Anybody here picking the money line? Obviously, that's the most favorable bet, easiest bet to make. I just had DraftKings up here, and I got rid of them here. But as I mentioned earlier, the San Francisco 49ers are only favored by 2 points, and that's not a comfortable margin. I mean, that's anybody's game, to be honest. As we go I'm going to check out DraftKings right now. So while I do that, I'm curious if anybody in the chat has a prop bet that they're into, because people love prop bets during the Super Bowl, Drew. Have you seen any of them from Coin Toss? Any of them that you're interested in? We're Sin City Syndicate. He's always got some good bets.
It's 50-50 with the coin toss.
Let's see here. Where are my odds? If anybody else wants to call, we are doing the open phone line today. It is open. We had a call from Sin City Syndicate, who we have never heard on our show, on any of our shows, Drew. And it was definitely nice to hear him on the show. Right now,
I never hear from him again.
Right now, everyone's going and saying, man, it's a lot of dead air. It's not like this. It's not like Dave and Drew to have dead air here. All right. Finally. Ugh. All right. Let's look at that money line Drew was talking about. Kansas City Chiefs plus 105. San Francisco 49ers negative 125. based on the $100 bet. And they've got the futures out here too for next year. People love to bet the future. Sin City Syndicate's always telling me, he hit me up right at the beginning of the season. And I bet he didn't have the San Francisco 49ers. I think he had the Baltimore Ravens that folded, obviously, in the playoffs. San Francisco 49ers and the Chiefs are at the top of the pack right now for the Super Bowl 2025 futures. So let's look at that money line. Where's this conference winner? Futures, player specials, Super Bowl leaders. Super Bowl specials. Most trips to opponents' red zone. San Francisco 49ers, -115. Chiefs, -110. Most time of possession.
We got a phone call.
49ers. All right, we got 2 calls real quick. Let's take the 702 one real quick, and then the 5 and dime. That's our boy Nando. They're trying to save us. They know we're dealing with some dead air. Sin City Syndicate, what happened?
What's happening, brother? I'm on doggy duty right now. My dog has a couple of hot spots behind his ears, so I had to tend to him right now.
You had to do the scratch?
Yeah, he's got a couple of $half size hot spots behind his ears, so I had to medicate it and do that deal.
Mm-hmm. Listen,
before I head out there tomorrow.
All right, you're coming out here tomorrow. Any specific party you're going to? Ellis Island or the big game party at perhaps the big game party is over at the Westgate?
Yeah, so tomorrow, on Sunday, I got an invite for Ellis Island, but you know what? Last year, that was pretty dead. They closed out the casino, and you probably got about 300 people. And that casino typically is small, but for 300 to 400 people, it's a ghost town in there. No energy. So this year, I'll find my way somewhere. I got friends in town, right. I got my rental out there over there by your side of town.
Nice.
And the tenants over there are having a party, so I might end up there. I'll be somewhere, but Saturday's the real big deal for me. I'm going to go to the Black Rose concert at the Palm, so.
Oh, man, that's a good band. That's a good band. Listen, we need some of your expertise here. Let's help these people listening here make some money here. I'm looking at DraftKings. Obviously, we're just talking about the sports bets. You got the straight money line. You got the over-under. Let's talk making money, because I know you love to make money. So the over-under, how do you feel about that?
Well, my deal is this. I have no choice but to make money. This is all I do for a living. So my thing is I try to, work the casinos against each other, find an advantage via arbitrage. So meaning like a money line will be 145 somewhere, then plus 135 another place. I try to get on both sides, make a little money, get on 5% and, put some big bets in there and just try to arbitrage a small percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as futures, what I want people to understand is, like, when I'm in the chat, I'm giving real advice, and I want people to make money. So what I was doing a couple of weeks ago on the Shoe Shine, on the boxing channel, I was giving out advice. Like, people need to get on futures 2 weeks before the Super Bowl. You're going to go out there, okay, if you think the Chiefs are going to get to the Super Bowl, you need to get on props there. Okay, MVP prop. I got Pacheco at 90-1.
Oh,
flash forward today, he's at 25-1. So now I got nearly 60% advantage that I could put towards other players on the Chiefs. I could get Kelsey at, what is he at now? Right now, 15-1. Get Mahomes at 150-1 to go MVP. And I cover my ass that way, right? Because I got so much to play for with Pacheco. So if you're not getting ahead of the game, then you're already behind. You're better off doing that whole Super Bowl squares, waiting for your uncle to come over, betting $20 on who to win, right? If you're looking to make big money on the Super Bowl this Sunday, then you're going to have to get out there and do final score and take a guess. Last year I got 250 to 1 with the 5 and the 8. And I had both sides of it. So when it was, what was it? 35, and Kansas City went down and kicked the field goal for the 8. So it was 8-5. I had both sides of that. So I was going to win no matter what to end that game. So that's what you're looking for now. You're looking to, hey, let me go out there. Let me take a shot. I think the game's going to end this way. And let me buy my square. You know, it's all great and everything. You put $20 on a square with friends and family and you don't know what you're going to get. You're better off going to Circa, predicting the game, putting $20 on that or 10 for each side, and you might get lucky like I did. So that's where I was last year. Yeah. So I ended up cashing 12,500. And that was through William Hill. Actually, I made that bet. And then if you remember last year, there was a big old bullshit going on with William Hill. Their computer shut down before halftime.
That's some bullshit.
So I couldn't even get a payout until fucking Thursday. I had to stay in town that Super Bowl last year until Thursday to get paid out on my ticket because their system went down.
Wow.
So,
well, you're not going to be gambling this year at William Hill then, right?
Well, you know that I'm gonna get to town tomorrow. I'm gonna see what the Circa squares are looking at with the numbers I like. If you follow me on Instagram, I made a post of 3 numbers that I ran through 50,000 worth of simulations, and it came up with 3 numbers for squares for the 49ers and 3 for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, drop your Instagram.
Now, this is all...
Drop your Instagram real quick or put it in the chat when you get a second.
Yeah, my Instagram is Sin City Syndicate, and I'll go ahead and repost that again so people could go in and look. Now, these aren't my guesstimation. This is all simulations that I ran through my algorithm, and it came up with these numbers. So these numbers are what you want to play. I think it was 149.49 Kansas City Chiefs, and then 179 49ers. I might be mistaken, but I will repost that on my story.
Nice. Let's for the rest of us basic gamblers over here. They're just looking at the 3 most popular things: the spread, the total, and the money line. And Drew's going with the Chiefs. You said you're going with the Chiefs money line, Drew, right?
Yeah.
And that's plus 102. Give us your thoughts on that, on the basics, the spread, the total, and the money line. How would you... But
I was also going with Pacheco over 16 carries and over 90-some yards rushing.
Okay, that's a nice little prop. And I'm going to presume that Sin City Syndicate, you are also liking Pacheco having a strong run game on the 49ers, right?
You know what? I like Pacheco on his rush yards. I don't like the combination. I think Drew is speaking to the combination with rushing and receiving yards over 90. Correct, Drew?
Yeah, because tell you the truth, the 49ers haven't been really good against the run lately. They gave up 150 yards in the first half against the Lions, and the Packers ran over them too.
Them boys got some good runners. Come on now. They got some good runners, as the 49ers do too.
Yeah, I'd like to tail Drew with that. Yeah, I understand all that. But I really like the over on rushing yards. I don't know if it's 65 or 67. Maybe Drew could let me know what that is for the rushing yards only, because I know he's going to get a lot of handles. He's going to get that rock a lot. They're going to try to kill that clock, control, do that old 90s and 80s type football, ball control, kill the clock, and take these motherfuckers into deep waters and drown them in the fourth quarter. That's what worked the last Super Bowl, and I think it's going to work again.
Gee, these motherfuckers, huh? That's my team.
It's like this.
No, I get that, but in the end, it all comes down to money. You know, it comes down. It's going to come down to the quarterback and coaching, and I think Kyle Shanahan is just below what Andy Reid does.
Damn. They do have that
So,
Junior
but
Sequoia.
I'd like to tail Drew with that. I'd like to tail Drew with what he's doing. That's some good things because, like I said, Pacheco's going to get that rock a lot. And but I try to stay away from the 90. I like him to go over on his rushing yards and, just, go with that.
Well, let's talk about
Isaiah.
Go ahead, Drew.
They got Isaiah Pacheco's alternate rushing yards. Plus 90 plus is plus 255. 100 plus is plus 390. And if it gets plus 110 plus is plus 550.
Well, Drew, if you're looking at
I see what Drew's doing. He's going for those props, that extra yardage props where if he's going over 90. Okay, so I like that. If he's going to get 2.5 to 1 at 90 just for rushing, I kind of like that.
Any McCaffrey bets like that, Drew, since you're looking at that right now?
McCaffrey is everything except like when it starts to get to 100 plus is like 120. Then 110 plus is 180 plus 180. And then this 120 plus is plus 255.
What about touchdowns? I know McCaffrey's scoring too.
Touchdowns. Let's do this.
Do they got to bet who gets more rushing touchdowns, McCaffrey or Pacheco?
Now, let me see.
I'm looking it up too right now. Touchdown prop.
McCaffrey plus 245. I'll take the Isaiah Pacheco with plus 475 to score 2 or more touchdowns.
All right. Well, where's my 49er fans in the chat? Drop me how many touchdowns McCaffrey is going to get and how many total yards. He's running for more than 100, man. He's definitely going to hit that 100.
Yeah, CMC will definitely go over the century mark. He's going to get that ball, and he's going to do some damage. Once he reaches that secondary, watch out. That guy gets explosive out there. He runs downhill, 5 yards into the backfield.
I saw a video. This week. Drew.
Brandon Ayuk, alternate receiving yards plus 70 plus or plus 140.
What about the prop bets between Kelsey and Kittle? I mean, Kelsey's obviously the number one tight end in the entire NFL, but Kittle's not far behind, and he makes the clutch plays. He can make some huge clutch plays when it matters. And Kittle's been at the Super Bowl. He went to that Super Bowl in Miami. Any bets regarding those two guys? Because obviously the chat's talking about Taylor Swift, and she deserves her time too, the great Taylor Swift and all the Swifties that are descending on the city of Las Vegas.
I'm going to be wearing my Swiftie jersey number 13 come Sunday. Watch out, Dave. I might have to look for you.
Number 70 said, hey, shout out to number 70. They say, is the grass going to be a factor? I'll tell you what is a factor is that the 49ers have been complaining about the practice field at UNLV. They say that shit is soggy. It's a lousy turf. The NFL has come back and say it's completely suitable, that they've had it tested. And the Niners haven't been happy, and I don't think they've actually got a new place to practice. Meanwhile, Kansas City Chiefs are practicing in Henderson at the Raiders facilities, not complaining one bit, man. We're getting the shaft on that end, speaking of grass.
I'm in player specials right now. And I would take Brandon Ayuk to have a 50-plus yards reception, plus 700. Let's see.
Yeah, so see, Drew's bringing up a lot of good points. Drew's bringing up a lot of overs, and typically when you're the favorite, the betting favorite anyway, with Kansas City Chiefs, you want to go and play all the unders on their prop bets, right? You want to play everybody's under with the prop bets when you have a team that is the betting favorite, but going off as a betting favorite as far as the sharp money, but is going off as the betting underdog to all the square bettors, the novice, right? So when you have that combination, you want to take all these, high-end guys like McCaffrey, you want to go and take all the unders because typically that's how these games play out. And that's something like, I think it's 58% of Super Bowls pan out that way, where again, the money coming in on the favorite, which is Kansas City, as the line underdogs, right? So when you have that discrepancy there, you want to take all these skill positions under.
In which the 49ers...
But then again,
49ers
you'll be betting against
weapons.
the 49ers the other way. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They got the part. Here's a parlay I will play. I will play Isaiah Pacheco 100+ rushing yards and Isaiah Pacheco 2+ touchdowns scored, with that would be plus 900. I'll take that, and but I'll also take. Let's see, wide receivers, tight ends. I will also take Travis Kelce 125 yards plus receiving and a touchdown at plus 900 too.
That's real good. That's real good. I like that. If you're going to look to the 49ers victory and the over, then you're going to want to play out all your props that way. Again, we're going to go back to what I just mentioned. If you're thinking the Chiefs are going to win, then typically all the props are going to go under. If you're going to think the 49ers are going to win, all the props are going to go over, and that's how you want to play out the game. You know, you want to have fun with it. $10 at plus 900 odds. You know, that's great. You know, it's going to keep you going the entire party. Everybody's going to be like, hey, I want to hang out with Drew. He's cheering for every fucking play. You become the life of the party. So, anyway, in the end, it's about a good time.
So our boy Chicano Prophet, shout out to him. He's talking about the Gatorade bet. And yeah, that Gatorade bet is available on DraftKings. Purple is plus 225. Orange is plus 300. Red is plus 350. Yellow, green. I guess did he say yellow? So yellow and green is the same color. That's plus 300. So we're thinking the same thing. Blue is plus 350 and clear is plus 1,000. You ever seen clear Gatorade?
Okay, you guys.
Like water. That shit look like water then.
You guys want some real info? I'm going to give you some real info right now. What you want to bet is that plus 300 orange Gatorade.
Orange Gatorade.
I'm just saying. I'm not telling you where I heard it from, but I heard it.
That down. Orange
and I heard it this week. This is something you guys want to get on. That plus 300 is some good money right there with the orange.
Oh, that's a fun bet. Plus 300. Also in the chat, people want to know if there's any gambling websites that are having Taylor Swift prop bets of any type.
I know earlier in the week on Monday at bookmaker.eu, they had some Taylor Swift props. I think they had 3 of them. So if anybody wants to go log in, make an account, go check to see if they're still up. However, I don't endorse betting with bookmaker.eu. As many of you have known if you've been following all the bullshit that I put in the chat. I was on the Bucks division champs at 475 to 1. These motherfuckers, I won. They didn't want to pay me.
Fuck,
they said I didn't make the bet.
Wow.
Yeah, so it came out to $10,000, and it took me 2 weeks to finally get paid because one morning I call and the rep sent me through their computer and their spreadsheet where that bet was deleted, and she sent me a screenshot of it, and then I went to management, via email. They have nobody calling me, and they made it right because I told them, hey, I'm going to blast you guys online. So anyway, I don't endorse bookmaker.eu, but they did have some Taylor Swift props on Monday.
Interesting. Yeah. There you guys have it. As far as, obviously the relationship between Kelce and Taylor Swift has drawn so much attention this year. Really, what factor does she have in this game? I mean, everybody's talking about this is America's couple right now, Drew.
I don't know, but I'm anxious to see the win totals. No, I'm trying the line for the win totals for each team for next year. I can't wait till that comes out because, tell you the truth, I might put some bets down with some teams.
Sin City Syndicate, you're coming to town. One thing I did read about the Taylor Swift effect is that the cost of getting a suite for the Super Bowl is astronomical. They haven't seen suite prices for the rooms in Las Vegas this high. And even for F1, the room rates have surpassed that. That I even read McCaffrey's family, Drew, are staying in regular rooms. Like some people in McCaffrey's family are talking about they can't even afford a suite, and they're part of the 49ers, family member of the star player. They're talking about they have to get basic rooms this weekend, man. So shout out to everybody who got their rooms way in advance to come to the city of Las Vegas this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. These prices have increased and they're astronomical. But in the same breath, if you call these casinos that are with these astronomical prices, or you see online that, hey, that we're sold out, if you actually call and you ask for these rooms, there's rooms available. There's rooms at all Caesars properties. I called all this week. At Ellis Island, they're all available. But you're going to have to buy 3 days, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They're making you buy 3 days minimum. So you're either going to come in Thursday and pay for 3 days, or you're going to come in Friday and pay for 3 days.
Yeah, I
so
saw
you're
that
fucked
3-night.
Either way.
I saw the 3-night minimum. Some other crazy shit. If you guys are coming to town, I know that the Super Bowl experiences at Mandalay Bay. It started tonight, kicked off today. I think my cousin is going tomorrow night, and I'm going to the fight. But I saw that parking at Mandalay Bay, which is the closest pathway to the Allegiant Stadium, is going for $1,000 this Saturday and Sunday. That's obscene. Like I have no clue who could afford to park their car and just walk. It's going to be obscene. Even Uber rides I anticipate are going to be through the roof. We got a comment from Paul Martinez who says, "Will Taylor Swift do the Super Bowl halftime show next year?" What do you guys think about that? I mean, obviously
know this. Yeah. They tried to get her this year. But she was already booked in Tokyo or Japan or wherever she's at.
Well, I just put a bet in, but now in the Super Bowl on tomorrow night's fight.
And what's that, Drew?
What'd you get, Drew?
I put Jermaine Ortiz to win by decision, technical decision, majority decision. I put 15 on it to win $127.
$15, $127. That's not bad at all, Drew. I might have to make that bet tomorrow. MGM's got the nice little kiosk at Mandalay Bay. It doesn't pay. I know some of us here were on the round table earlier. It just doesn't pay to bet for Teofimo, right? What was Teofimo going for?
I was gonna bet that Keyshawn Davis wins by decision too, but I'm like, I don't like
that's easy. That's foregone conclusion. Does that pay anything?
Nah, it's like minus 170.
Yeah. If you guys have a parlay on that, let me know. If you guys, some of the boxing fans in here, let me know if you have a parlay going for tomorrow night's event. One thing for sure, guys, if you guys are a fan of both boxing and football, I anticipate it's not going to be like that Shakur Stevenson F1 debacle where he put everybody to sleep on ESPN. So tune in tomorrow night to ESPN. Maybe you guys will see me. I have killer seats. Maybe you'll see me with one of those pan shots.
Hey, Drew, I got a little Philly news for you. Tony Luke's Philly cheesesteaks is at the Rio Hotel now. How is Tony Luke's out there in Philly? Is that any good?
I don't eat Tony Luke's.
No? Oh, okay.
I saw that
just opened up.
Yeah, that's the cheesesteak place, Drew. That's the one I was telling you I was going to go make a video on.
I'll tell you the truth.
No good?
I don't eat Tony Luke's out here.
Interesting. What's the spot?
I don't even eat Geno's or Pat's.
Yeah.
I saw a video. If you guys are into cheesesteaks, I saw that the spot right across Allegiant, the whiskey restaurant. They built one. If you guys come to Vegas, there's one called Whiskey. I saw the cheesesteak there looks even better than the one you're talking about at Rio.
Like, it's a rare occasion that I'm down South Philly.
Where's Drew kick it at?
It's got to be really something going on for me to be down South Philly.
All right, well, where's all the Guidos kick it?
I'm not a Guido.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not a Guido, but I'm saying, is that where the Guidos kick it? South Philly?
I don't know.
Come on. I don't know the neighborhoods in Philly, Drew. All I ever see on YouTube is Kensington shit. That's all they put on YouTube. Like everybody's a crackhead in Philly.
Yeah, because Kensington's the most dangerous neighborhood in Philly now.
That's all they put on you. That's all they put on YouTube of any
But
city.
I used to hang in Kensington when I was younger.
That was your spot?
Yeah, and it wasn't that bad. Kensington was
it.
not bad at all. Not bad when I hang down there.
I believe it. Neighborhoods change all the time. All right, that was our boy, Sin City Syndicate. He gave us some really good advice. Paul Martinez says Philly cheesesteaks is so good. And if you come to Vegas, Paul, I'm telling you, I seen that one at Rio. Rio just got the new food cantina or whatever, food hall. And also right in front of the Allegiant Stadium, they've got a really good place called Whiskey. I'm like, I think I want to make one of those. I'm making myself a cheesesteak video. Where's the beef? If you guys want to call, I appreciate the call Sin City Syndicate did. He had some really good advice. We're going to keep the show short, but make sure you drop your predictions. If you want to give your prediction, I still got the phone line open, 702-710-3627. Drew, are you interested in the Kelsey Taylor Swift relationship?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean, she gets a lot of attention, and this year she's been a big deal in the NFL. They say that the NFL ratings are higher. I mean, she just happens to be dating America's top, tight end, and because of that, what Peacock did. How much did Peacock do in subscribers putting on the Chiefs playoff game? It was insanity.
I don't know.
Insanity. Is she good for the sport of football? Is she good for the NFL?
Care less.
Shout out to Carol for joining us. She says, hello, boys. Carol, you have an open invite, you and Fonzie. I was telling Fonzie that I have a guest list for the comedy club on Fremont Street. And I extend that guest list to anybody who wants to hit me up on Instagram for my boys doing a comedy on Fremont Street for Super Bowl weekend. It's a Super Bowl comedy show right on Fremont Street. Hit me up at shoeshine_boxing. It's at 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday night in downtown Las Vegas on Fremont Street. So hit me up. Sin City Syndicate, come through. Hit me up, man. We'll put you on the guest list. Watch some funny comedians. I think it's a 420 friendly venue, I think, too. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means, Drew. 420 friendly.
It means people are going to get high.
Well, that's what they do at comedy shows. You can't blame people for doing it. I mean, people smoke weed all over Las Vegas, Drew. They legalized it, and people just like, you can't go to a hotel without smelling weed these days. It is what it is. It reminds me of being back in the Bay. All right, he said we won't make it. Well, I hope to see you this weekend, possibly, or very soon, Carol. But thank you for letting me know that. Sin City Syndicate has got some more 179 Chiefs, 479 49ers. Use these numbers where you can buy Super Bowl squares. All right, Drew. Give me your final thoughts on this game, Drew.
Nah, I just think that they're not going to be able to defend the run again. I think Pacheco is going to run over them.
Very interesting.
I think the defense is going to be too much. Is going to get constant pressure on Brock Purdy or game, and I just think like guys that perform big in big games are going to perform big in the big games, like Patrick Mahomes.
Like Patrick Mahomes, yeah, he does. He does all that. I'm curious because the 49ers played extremely well defense in the second half of the NFC Championship game. And will they be able to apply the pressure to Patrick Mahomes? Who's getting more sacks? Is Purdy getting sacked?
I think Purdy's getting sacked at least 3 times.
3 times? I'm going to say Mahomes gets sacked at least once. I don't know how many times Purdy is going to get sacked. But he don't like pressure.
I'm picking 27-16 Chiefs. All
right. That sounds pretty reasonable. An intelligent prediction there. Chiefs 24, 49ers 13. Come on. 24-21, even if you don't like my team. The 49ers are favored by 2 points. Drew, I think it's important to talk about the running backs. Obviously, Pacheco's had a very strong finish to the year. He's explosive, but McCaffrey is, one of these MVP type players. Will they be able to contain McCaffrey? I don't think they will. Even Sin City Syndicate says he thinks he'll run for the 100 yards plus. But Pacheco very likely too. Drew, you made a very good point. The 49ers, even though they've been playing better defense in the second half of those 2 NFC playoff games, It starts early. They cannot let Kansas City get a hot start. It's just like boxing.
I think the issue is going to be that they're not going to be able to have McCaffrey out there that much, because here's the thing. When they're getting pressure and they get the Brock Purdy, they're going to have him back there to pick up the blitz. Because they blitz a lot, the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's true. But what about the other weapons? Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell?
I don't know. These Chiefs corners are really fucking good in man-to-man coverage. Like, Deebo hasn't really been the Deebo we know. It's been Brandon Ayuk. And in order for them to win, Deebo is going to have a big game in order for them to have a chance to win.
Look at Carol. Carol talking, using big words. The whiners. Yeah, you were a Chargers fan. Let's remember that Chargers. Let's see. 49ers defeated the Chargers 1995. 49-26. Yeah, everybody remembers Steve Young. And if you want me to remind you, how about this one right there? Yeah. Steve Young running over the Chargers. Yeah. Look at that. Steve Young versus the Chargers. 1995, 24 for 36, 325 pass yards, 6 touchdowns. And that's the game that Purdy is going to play this weekend. Brock Purdy is our next Steve Young. Nando, 510, you on the shoe shiner. Excuse me, did I say that? You're on Tailgate Talk.
Hey, what's up, Drew? What's up, Dave? How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited. I'm trying to get off of work early. I'm getting off work tomorrow. I got Friday. Carol's trying to rile me up, says I live in the past. Just trying to rile me up.
At least we got a pass. Hey.
I got a pass. That's right.
Charges, dude. No, we ain't the Charges, dude.
On the road, just trying to rile me up. On the road to 6 Lombardi trophies. 6. You know how good it looks to have 6 trophies in your corporate office in Santa Clara, California? That's
I just hope all the Chargers fans finally start buying some tickets, man. You know, help the team out a little bit, man.
You mean tickets at the 49er Stadium, Levi's?
Yeah, dude. Man. I mean, we can't buy all. Other teams can't buy all the tickets all the time.
Yeah, listen. Know? Did you work on that?
Step their game up a little bit.
Did you work on that stadium?
2 of my cousins worked on the Niners Stadium.
Yeah,
not on the. Yeah.
My good neighbor across the street when I was living in the South Bay, he was a surveyor and he worked on that stadium for 2 years. And I remember him coming after work and telling me, "Damn, we lost a compadre out there." You know, they don't talk about that safety and construction. I know the F1 was recently here in Las Vegas. They lost somebody out in front of the Bellagio, and I think they lost 1 or 2 people. Do you remember, Nando?
No, like I said, I didn't work on that stadium, so I don't remember.
Yeah, well, listen, I have clear memories of San Francisco Candlestick Park going to Giants games and 49ers games.
Oh, me too, dude.
And obviously, that was the blue man. That was the blue collar worker guys stadium. That was the stadium for everybody. And I got my gripe with the Levi Stadium is the design. You got all those luxury corporate boxes on one side, and then everybody roast in the daytime. The heat absolutely blasts you at Levi Stadiums. If you're sitting on the opposite side, it's a horrible fucking design. And I just wish that a team like the 49ers had gotten it right. You look at the stadium the Chargers. All the stadiums down south, even the Chargers, the Rams have an incredible stadium. Allegiant Stadium is phenomenal. I just feel like Niners fans got the shaft here. I got the stadium in the background, but it don't matter to the Niner gang. It don't matter. What matters is how many trophies we have, Carol. That's what matters.
You know what that is, Dave? You know why that stadium's so horrible, right, Dave?
Nah,
why the stadium is like, well, they used the same design they were going to use for Candlestick. That exact same design was the one for Candlestick. That's why they have open corners in the stadium.
That's
right. You can see the bay.
Yeah. That was the same design that they adopted, and it just doesn't fit in Silicon Valley. 40 plus miles south. Anybody who remembers growing up in San Francisco and going to Candlestick Park remembers that stadium was cold as shit. It was so damn cold. The wind would just come right in there.
I used to love going to the preseason games, dude. I used to love going to the preseason games in August. It'd be $4 to get in. You'd be wearing a hoodie the whole time, man.
Yeah.
You know? Like cold as hell in August, man.
Yeah, exactly. In August, cold as hell. What's your thoughts on this big game, Doc? What do you got plans for Sunday?
Like I'm not living in the area right now. I'm kind of working out of the area right now, so it's just me and my wife. So we're just gonna chill and watch some. She's gonna make some chicken nachos, and we're gonna watch the game on TV. Maybe some bets with some local guys out here.
Yeah,
but it's cool, man.
Even I haven't decided what I'm doing actually on Sunday. Now, you heard some of Drew's predictions. Do you have your prediction too?
Oh, I predict Drew's going to be wrong. Simple. Hey, dude, I'm so happy Drew picked against the Niners, man. That's like a good luck charm right there, man. Drew's my 4-leaf clover.
That'll be great. I was thinking that this would be the last football show we did, but if the 49ers win on Wednesday, this Sunday, there's absolutely one more show, Drew. There's absolutely one more show that I know you wanted to talk all the way through the draft picks and all that, and I'm open to that too, especially as draft week comes along in the NFL. So what is your final prediction for the final score, Nando?
I think it's going to come down to the final quarter. I think the Niners will be up by about maybe 4 points in the fourth quarter. Pat Mahomes will have it, and somehow the Niners are going to hold on to win. I think they're going to win the game by 4 points, just barely by their fingernails, man. I think Brock Purdy finally convinced me he's special, man. I think he's going to find a way to win. I think Debo's going to be a bigger factor than Ayuk. I like Ayuk a lot, but I think the biggest factor in the game is going to be Debo and CMC. The Niners is a different team when Debo's healthy and playing good, man. They just play a little rougher, a little tougher, and I think that's going to make a difference. I think that's going to be a difference in the game. I do get nervous around Shanahan, dude, because he's really conservative. When the game gets tight, like against the Packers, where he was trying to not kick a field goal or whatever before the end of the half, he gets tight at the end of games, man. So that's the only thing that makes me nervous is that I think Andy Reid is a better game manager than Shanahan is, So I think it's going to be a tough game, but I think they're motivated, dude. I think they're motivated. They already lost the last one, and I think they're just going to have a little more motivation than the Chiefs are in this one.
Drew, you agreed with that sentiment too, right? Andy Reid is the better coach.
Here's the issue. When they're up, Shanahan tends to not want to run the ball to take time off the clock. He tends to keep passing it and everything, and that's what. If I'm a Niners fan with a lead, that's what I should be worried about.
That's when we get, man. You don't know how much we were sweating. Oh, Drew knows. Drew knows my little secret. The other day, he blasted me. I took off over halftime and came back for the fourth quarter. I was so upset. I was like, I'm gonna do anything but watch this game. I'm gonna go do fucking laundry at this point.
But here's the thing. I have to look at the free agent pool for the Niners and everything? Can we see if I have a feeling some people are free agents, and I think that the Hargrave contract will come back to bite them a little bit because of his age. A little bit. If they lose this game, is the Super Bowl window still wide open? Depend on the free agent list.
Yes, only for one reason, Drew. Because Brock Purdy's only going to make $1 million next year. His contract is still real reasonable up until after next year. So yeah, they still got another good year. They could probably still sign some more free agents next year if they need to. Maybe another different defensive end. But yeah, they're not paying Purdy nothing. They're not paying the backup quarterback nothing either. I think they're spending a total of maybe $5 million on the quarterback position. That's nothing.
I think when you have to pay McCaffrey, you have to make him the biggest one and the best paid running back in the league. But
he's still under contract for another year still too. He's only making $10 million a year.
The thing.
There's no pressure to sign him to a big contract, and he's a running back. Those guys never get big contracts.
I think Ayuk is a free agent.
Yeah, he's the one who's going to get cash in. Yeah.
You're going to have to give him at least $100 million. I think you're going to have to give some of these. And Bosa's contract is coming up.
He just signed one. He just signed one last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they just signed. They just signed him to a big contract. But you're gonna have more. You're gonna have more defensive players on there that you're gonna have to re-sign too. and offensive players. Like I think Trent Williams' contract might be coming up.
He's under contract too.
So I'm really thinking
Niners
right
fine.
now.
He's got the
Ayu's
next year.
contract is coming up. You're gonna have some contracts coming up, and we have to look.
To be honest, dude, I think the Eagles are in worse shape than the Niners. They're not sure about their quarterback, and they're not sure about their head coach. Right? That's a team that should be worried about next year, not the Niners. The Niners are trending up. The Eagles are the ones trending down, man.
The Eagles got two experienced coordinators now. They got Fangio. Just had
Fangio, man.
No.
Fangio's system's already obsolete, dude. Fangio's system's already obsolete.
Had a top 5 offense.
You guys are in way more trouble than we are, Drew. Big time. You know it. Everybody figured out your quarterback already. Everybody figured out your quarterback already. And your head coach is a mark. He's a mark for himself.
Here's the thing right now. I think they're going to make a run next year.
I love our position 10 times more than the Eagles' position. I'll tell you that right now, Drew.
He has nothing to do with the offense. He's going to be a CEO coach, and that's it.
You couldn't give me Jalen Hurts. Oh, thank you.
Jalen Hurts is in the MVP conversation again next year. $10.
He was trading down from the middle of the season onward, dude. Ever since we broke you guys, we showed everybody how to beat Jalen Hurts. Everybody, even the Cowboys copied our game plan, figured them out. Right? Like Jalen Hurts is no longer the MVP candidate. He's Justin Fields 2.0.
Conversation next year. $10.
He was.
$10. He's in MVP.
The Niners figured him out. $10
next year. He's in the MVP.
You're living in the past, Drew.
He said $10 bet.
You're living in the past, dude.
$10 that he's in the MVP conversation next year.
$10. You guys draft a quarterback in 2 years. I got $10 in 2 years. You guys draft a new quarterback. How about that one?
Okay.
He's like Tua, dude. He's a solid quarterback. But he's only going to get you so far. The league has already figured him out. And your head coach, if Shanahan's got problems, your head coach is just awful. He's confused.
I'll tell you this right now.
He says he's going to. The Niners aren't perfect, but we're in a lot better spot than you guys.
Eagles will have a top 10 defense. Eagles will still have a top 5 offense. And
we broke both of them.
We
already broke both of them. We broke both of them this year. Remember how all the Eagles were talking about this was our Super Bowl right before the game? No, this is our Super Bowl right now. Yep.
I like that you guys are making wagers. We had a surprise phone call. My wife was talking with her mother-in-law. My wife's going to kill me for this. My mother-in-law tells her daughter that she's rooting against the 49ers because Patrick Mahomes is such a cutie. Such a cutie, Patrick Mahomes. So since I see that there's I'm sorry, dude. My wife's a Raiders fan, man. She's gonna be cheering against me the whole game, dude. She's a Raiders fan. Does she have a crush on?
Yeah, she's a Raiders fan.
Does she have a crush on Garoppolo, like every other woman we speak to? Oh, don't. Whenever I go to I'll go to a football event with my wife, and next thing I know, they're talking about Garoppolo. I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" Oh, Garoppolo. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, Purdy versus Mahomes. I think my wife even likes Bosa. So some of the ladies in here like Bosa. And by the way, Drew, thank you for bringing up Bosa because I think Bosa is going to sack the shit out of Patrick Mahomes at least once.
You know what, Dave?
Yes.
If I were you, the next time you hear that conversation, Garoppolo is so cute. Be at this. Hey, I already got herpes.
He what? Did
Just tell him, hey, I already got herpes.
Well, there's a lot of herpes.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of herpes going around Las Vegas, man. That's why I'm not surprised. But I didn't hear anything about that.
Oh, God.
I mean, this is STD Central over here. See herps all over Las Vegas.
You got the herpes.
I'm just kidding.
Man, stay married, stay clean.
That's right.
You'll be all right.
That's right. Shout out to all the women in the chat watching the show. I still haven't seen anybody say, do you watch football, ladies? I know you do. Y'all got to have a crush on somebody, Purple Girl. You got a crush on Mahomes? Is it Garoppolo that does it for you? All right. Well, I'm happy that Nando called in. He says it's this year. Thank you. That Drew.
All right, you guys. Peace, you guys, man.
Yeah. You take care, man. Enjoy the football, and we'll talk to you on Monday on the recap, the shoe shine. So I'm going to close the phone line, Drew. He says that you're the good luck charm. You're the good luck charm. I hope so, man. I can't been waiting for this 20 years. 20 years.
We're probably going to be hearing this shit next week, and Dave's gonna be emotionally drained.
Oh, I won't even talk about the Super Bowl on Monday.
He'll be if they lose, Dave's gonna be not wearing red no more.
You won't hear from me on Sunday, which is actually why I'm leaning towards watching the game in my brand new house overlooking the Las Vegas Strip, Drew, because I can't think of any other better place than to be alone if my team loses this Sunday. But I'm gonna keep the faith. I got all my gear. You're gonna see me down on Fremont Street this weekend. See me on the Strip tomorrow at the Teofimo Lopez fight, repping the 49ers. You'll see me at the NFL Experience on Friday, repping the Bay, faithful. Thank you. Oh, Carol says, Jimmy G, heart eyes. Well, you can talk to Bella about the Jimmy G heart eyes. Yes.
He's got the hooks.
And Fonzie and I will go have some tequila shots. That sounds good to
Guys,
me.
I already told you guys. Just tell him he got the hooks, so they'll stop talking about him.
I don't know who the guys are going for. I don't know. Do guys find Katie? Katie, what's her name? What's the girl's name, for crying out loud? What's her name? Swifty? She ain't my type. Just saying. I like women with a little more meat. You know what I'm saying? I'm Dave in the 7-2, Philly Irish Drew Evo. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you so much. And the Bang Bang Niner Gang. And we'll see how this all plays out. Stay tuned next Wednesday. I might have a celebration show here with Drew. And Monday night, the shoe shine. Till then, peace out, everybody.
I might be a short of the cry one.